Hey, this is Mr. Catman here.
And this is Corn Cammer. And today on our Star Trek's The Next Generation podcast, we're going to discuss Hiding Q, episode from season one.
This was a fantastic episode.
You know what?
Not.
Okay,
That was my
actually, I
joke.
know I mentioned this before, but it actually is a really good episode for the first 15 minutes.
I think that
Like,
like
Q is hilarious.
all but like the last 10 or 5 minutes of this episode it serves no purpose because the whole episode is about Riker getting Q powers. But like the first like half of this episode is just everybody wandering around the alien planet set
Oh, I know. It's totally
doing
pointless.
doing
Not
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah,
Like, basically just discussing what they're seeing.
yeah. This is the problem the writers have in TNG, at least in the first season, where they feel the need to just overly explain every little thing,
Hmm.
but like not in a way not in a way where you would come out of it getting any information. Like I'm sure they thought having this alien planet and Riker there is like seeing all like they keep calling them soldier creatures or something for some reason, despite the fact that they're aliens. So they don't call any other aliens creatures. I don't know why they did that.
I don't even know what the hell those things were. They were stupid.
And then they were pig people.
I honestly didn't think they were aliens. I thought they were just made up by Q.
Oh, I'm sure they were aliens, and the whole crew of the Enterprise were just being really racist because they didn't recognize them as aliens.
I,
But
I I honestly didn't get that whole Boer and Napoleon, like
yeah,
Napoleonic. I just like
I
wasn't
think
into it.
when they came up with the idea for this episode, somebody had the idea that Q was gonna be dressed up as a field marshal,
Yeah.
and that's how they got the idea, and they had no other ideas, and they just wanted to see Q dressed up as a field marshal. I think they had like this grand idea of what it would actually look like, but then they had to actually make the TV show, and then it looked like this.
Okay, I want to do something really quick. I just want to run down the episode really quick.
Okay.
Like, so basically, Q shows up, and just to kind of put it on perspective, and he decides he's going to test them. The test is like, doesn't he call it a test? It's non-existent. Like, he has a lot of banter with Picard
Yeah, it's a test.
send before he sends
Which
everyone to this
yeah,
planet. Yeah.
yeah, something like a test or something. Or no, it was a game. He said, "Let the games begin," because
Yeah,
Riker
and
said that we
like
don't have time for your games.
basically they just spend the time like scouting these soldiers that aren't really real because
Yeah,
obviously they're not, and
yeah,
messing around and lasering them and acting scared even though nothing's going to happen.
yeah,
And then finally he decides he's super interested in Riker and he's going to give him Q powers.
hmm,
And then he does, and then it's disappointing, and then the episode
yeah,
ends. Okay. So I have to say, but yeah, like the first 15 minutes though, when he's like bantering with
yeah,
Picard, I found that really funny.
yeah,
He was just
yeah.
like, your species is always suffering and dying,
Yeah,
and like,
yeah. I think this would have been better if they started at the. Well, I guess we should say what actually happened, since nobody's going to bother watching the episode to find out what the hell we're talking about. They're going to they go to a planet because there's a mining explosion,
mhm.
and and supposedly they save people. We really don't see anybody except a couple of people.
Yeah, that was really weird.
There's like 500 people there, but we see like 3 people and a dead kid. The kid dies. Riker
Oh,
can't.
okay, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
don't want to jump ahead like this,
okay.
but I have to.
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the episode,
Yeah.
when they're all talking and like basically shaming Riker for being
Yeah.
a tool,
Yeah.
and like Crusher's there,
Yeah.
Beverly Crusher, and she's
Yeah.
like all proud of her son. I just couldn't stop thinking, shouldn't she be in sick bay?
Yeah.
'Cause she's
Yeah.
been wounded. Like
She decided to walk up there to sit.
I couldn't get my mind off the
I didn't
fact that
even
she was on
think
the
of that.
bridge. Like, why is she there?
I
Like,
didn't
she
th-
needs to
like
go
I
down.
didn't even think of that because
I
like I
couldn't stop.
completely forgot that there was like they were supposed to be saving people there.
Yeah,
Apparently
it was
they
really
forgot it too. Well, I guess they forgot it too. So if they can't remember, neither can I. I don't understand why Riker immediately became a huge. Well, I want to say he became. Well, yeah, he became a huge jerk, I guess.
Dude, it was like when he first like
supposedly.
saves them and sends them back to the
Yeah,
bridge, that
yeah,
posture he had was
yeah. Like,
unbearable.
why did he look like that? Why do you like?
I
Look
don't
at
know.
how I'm hot
It was
shit.
so
Look at
it
me.
was so unbearable.
Like, if Q showed up right now and gave me powers and it said go save those people, I say okay, I'm gonna save them. What now? I don't know. Like I would really have to have it for a while to turn into a
Yeah,
big
before it
jerk
gets
like
to your head.
Riker, and this is
Yeah.
why I think the whole point of the episode lasts for like 5 minutes at the very end. So I think what they should have done, have him start at the planet.
Uh-huh.
Don't have him just wander around in space for a while. Have him start at the planet,
Yep.
and they go down to the planet, start saving people, and they find the dead kid. And Riker's like, "Oh no, another dead kid on my
And then
watch."
shows up.
Yeah, and then Q shows up. Have him stop time. Have him actually show them stopping time because he has the power to stop time. That way we can actually see it instead of having them tell us that they're stopping time. And then he says, "Oh, Riker, looks like another dead kid on your watch." And Riker says, "Damn it, Q, I don't have time for this." He says, "Well, if you don't have time to help save this dead kid, I guess I'll leave." And Riker will say, "Hold on, Q. What are you talking about? Can you save her?" And he says, "Well, I could save her, but I'd like to see you save her by handing you my powers or something like that." But better writing like that. Have some banter between them, and then he gives Riker the power, and then he saves her, and then they all go back up to the ship.
Right before he saves her, though, Picard would say something like,
Yeah.
"Don't do it, Riker. He's
Well,
tricking
well,
you."
well, at this point, Picard wouldn't even be there yet, because Picard has plenty of time to give a speech. Because if he's there saying "Don't save her," then the audience is immediately going to think, "Oh, Riker shouldn't be saving her," because like the audience shouldn't immediately be told by the writers how to feel about this, because
Fair
that's
enough.
that's Picard's job, is to tell the audience how they're supposed to feel.
Yeah, and they kind of crammed everything in so fast
Yeah,
at the end.
and
Like, you just do that.
or instead of having her dead on the planet, they have to take her up, and she dies, and then maybe Picard, and then like maybe Picard could just wander into sickbay for no reason, and then that's when Q shows up, and then Riker uses the Q powers to save her, and everybody looks at him like, "What? How'd he do that?" And he says, "Captain, I just had a visit from Q." And then that's the stinger to the commercial. And then the whole episode, instead of just having just a couple minutes where he has the powers, he has the powers the whole episode. And then what's Q's doing and then Q is constantly forcing Riker to use his powers. Because
Yeah.
because at first Riker doesn't want to do anything with it. He just like wants to make himself better playing the trombone. See, if I had the powers, I just keep making myself pizza and
Oh
maybe
my
pizza
God.
rolls.
Okay, so you know how you just said that as like a
Yeah,
personal thing that you want?
yeah,
Um, Before we knew what Q's gonna do,
yeah,
like before he says he's gonna give him Q powers, I
yeah.
don't know if you remember that one scene where he tells Picard, "I'm gonna give him something that like he really, really wants,"
Hmm.
or something like that. And like
Yeah,
Picard has this look on his face, like he's really worried.
yeah,
And in my head, I was just thinking, Picard thinks it's women.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
in my, I don't know what it
yeah,
was. There's something about the look in his face where I'm like, he thinks
yeah.
he's gonna
It
be given
does.
like 5 women or
Yeah,
something.
that's what that's that's. I mean, that's probably what Riker actually wanted. He didn't want Q powers.
Well, Q powers can make women. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah,
can make Frenchmen.
yeah. They made that Klingon woman,
Oh
and then
yeah,
and
yeah.
then
That's
they
true.
and then they
Oh my
just
God.
started, and then they accidentally started trying to have sex on the bridge in front of
Dude,
everybody.
fucking like another classy moment from Worf. I feel so bad for that actor. He had to do the worst crap, dude. Like seriously, all the cringy stuff.
Yeah,
And also, when I was watching this episode, because there was like these
yeah,
cringy moments with Worf,
yeah,
I couldn't stop thinking about how much better he looks later on in the
yeah.
show. Like I hate that
Oh,
hairstyle in that
oh,
first
I
season.
forgot. I'll keep going.
No, that's it.
Oh, I forgot to say how this episode could have ended with my idea to make it
Hmm.
more powerful. Where like Riker, like Q keeps just throwing problems at them, and that Riker has to use the Q powers to get rid of it, so he can't just sit around making pizza for everybody or chocolate cake or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like have some, like maybe have some enemies show up to start attacking the ship, and they just keep coming and coming, and then Riker has to make them disappear. And then he realizes just how powerful it is, and then Picard says, "Riker, you made all those ships vanish. What if there was some serious problem? What if there's some galaxy threatening problem? Would you be able to fix all of that?" And Riker would say, "I think so, but should I?" Or something like that. But then, and then something would happen where he screws up with the powers. Uh, just something. I can't even think of what it would be. And at that point, he says, "Q, I don't want your powers anymore." And then Hugh says, "Really? Okay, I'll take them away, but this isn't a gift that I can just give and take whenever you want. If I take away your powers, then I have to undo everything you've done, including saving that little girl who's alive and he's been making friends with her the whole time. And so now if he loses his powers, she has to die because everything he's done is going to be undone." And then that would make it far more powerful to have him lose the powers, because then he has something to lose.
Yeah.
He has something big to lose.
Yeah, it's almost like a arc.
Yeah. And it's almost like he has something to lose. He has something to gain if he keeps the powers, but he also has something to lose if he keeps them, because he could really screw something up. But if he takes it away, then he actually has something to lose. Because in the episode as it is, he has absolutely nothing to lose by losing the powers. Which I don't think he actually had the powers. I think Q was just screwing with everybody.
Oh, you mean like he was doing it like behind him type of thing?
Yeah, like Q was just like every time Riker was trying to do something, that was actually Q doing it. The writer, I don't know if the writers intentionally wrote it, and like if they had this idea where Q was doing this faking everything. Where like I have this fan theory that what they're actually doing is the Q. This is their version of First Contact, and like they know humans and all these other aliens are going to be just as powerful as the Q one day, and they can't wait for humans and everybody else to be able to snap away the whole galaxy. They have to find out now if they're going to be a danger to the whole universe right now, when they can take it, when they can manage the problem. And so this is their idea of how they would do First Contact. So like in the first one, they say, are humans able to not be bloodthirsty savages and just start shooting everything in sight? And they say, okay, yes. This is the next one. What happens if a human gets the same powers as Q? What would he do? Would he be able to give it up if he made a huge mistake?
Didn't Q more or less sort of say that too?
Yeah, but I don't know if they. Yeah, like in the first one, it was all about test. But here,
And the second one, like he
this,
kind of like that's why he got like at the end of the episode, that's why he got like punished, so to speak.
yeah,
He got like
yeah. I don't
teleported
think
back
I don't think he
because
was actually punished,
you don't think
because
it was? I thought
no,
he
I think that was all.
was.
I think that was all part of that. Was an all, because Q is all about faking everything, because he fakes himself as that weird three-headed snake thing, and as an admiral and as a field marshal, and with those pig creatures.
Yeah, but I mean
So
like
so it would make sense that at the end he wants everybody to think he's being punished or something.
see, the thing with me is that the idea that there's like this Q society
Uh-huh.
and he's like a troublemaker is just too damn fascinating
Yeah.
to me. So I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But there's also that one episode, remember the one where he shows up naked?
Yeah.
Like you thought that was fake too?
Yeah, the whole thing, it was all fake. And that was the thing. What happens when some super powerful being who's been screwing with you this whole time shows up and needs your help? Are they going to help or not?
Oh, you're saying it's another test. What
Yeah,
if
it's
it was
another
like
test.
what if it was like real, but it was also a test from the Q society though? Like they were
Oh,
doing both.
yeah, it could be. Could be both. They want to see if Q will accept help, and they want to see if Picard would offer Q help, despite what everything Q did.
God, like the Q episodes are always my favorite, but
Yeah.
like It's so weird watching this
Yeah,
episode too. It has such a tone difference than
yeah,
the first one. Like
yeah,
Q was so much more playful.
yeah,
The first one, he's like evil practically.
yeah. But Voyager screwed up Q. Like they just made him a big jerk just for no
Okay,
reason.
I gotta be honest, man.
Yeah,
I cannot think of Q being on Voyager.
yeah. He was there was like it was at least one or two episodes. No, there were
I'm,
multiple episodes. Like there's one where you get this where we get to see the Q Society. Uh,
okay, I
and
haven't seen that.
then there's like this big civil war between the Q where they're blowing up stars.
Oh, that sounds really annoying.
Yeah,
That sounds like too grand. That's not like really what I like.
no, it's not too grand. They just decided to make the Q start killing each other for no reason.
Ugh. I mean, Q was kind of a dick. I mean, he introduced fucking
Yeah.
Picard to the Borg.
See, I think all that's oh that see I think that thing they did it because if they didn't do it, so here's what the Borg from the Borg's perspective, they saw the Enterprise appear out of nowhere and then it just vanished. And so from the Borg's perspective, they think the Federation has some amazing space travel technology, and so that's why they had to attack at that very moment. And
Hmm.
Q did that on purpose because if he didn't, the Borg would have waited, and they would have slowly gone into the Federation space. Where there when they saw what the Enterprise supposedly had, which was some super fast space technology, then they had to go to the Earth really quick, and they screwed up all the plans. That was Q saving the Federation from the Borg by doing that. By
Is
your in-
this is this like stuff that you've come up on your own, or are there like
Yeah,
other people
that's the
that
only
think
thing
this?
that otherwise that would mean Q just is a gigantic jackass for no reason.
Well, no, but I mean, like, are there other people that think this stuff
Ah,
too?
ah,
Because I don't really spend a lot
I
of
don't
time in
know.
Star Trek spaces, so I don't know if there's.
That's just my fan theory. I don't know if anybody else has that idea. Because here's the thing: the Borg were actually being introduced before they showed up, like before anybody knew who they were. Like there's an episode where actually it might be that episode where cities are being taken off of planets. That was the Borg doing it, which I don't know if they specifically ever said that was the Borg, but that was the Borg doing it, and they were slowly going into Federation space, just taking entire cities out of the ground.
Hmm.
Originally, the Borg were supposed to be those creatures that
What one?
possess humans and take over their bodies. Do you remember that episode?
Uh, season.
Oh, I can't remember.
God, they're
It's
taking a
that
lot.
one where they shoot that guy with the phasers and he explodes into
Oh,
gore.
oh God.
Yeah, those were
Wait,
so,
that was wait,
that was original. That was the original idea for the Borg.
wait. I don't get it. How does that connect at all?
Um,
Like they weren't going to be like technologically advanced or
no,
anything?
yeah, they were going to be something else.
Ugh, I'm so happy they didn't do that.
But you know who did do that? Stargate SG-1. It's
Yeah.
the same idea. They had the Goa'uld, are parasites. They go into in the people and possess them and take them over. Same exact idea. And
I mean, to be fair, that's not the most unique concept.
yeah, invasion of the body snatchers did it. I think
Mm-hmm.
the game Freelancer did the same thing, the exact same idea. But that was later on. That was the 2000s. That was my Stargate SG-1 tangent. That was my me going into it because there was a Stargate SG-1 episode that has it's not exactly the same thing. It's where Dr. Daniel Jackson goes to a planet with the ancients, which are the ancients are essentially the Q, except they used to be not humans. They look exactly like humans, but they weren't humans. But now they're essentially the Q, but in Stargate SG-1, and he thinks he's studied enough. Like he went to a place where you're supposed to learn how to ascend, which is what the ancients did in Stargate SG-1 to become the not Q. And he thinks he thinks he's been studying enough to get the powers, and so and he thinks he's making stuff float around. And then one of them says, "Well, how do you know it's even you doing it? Maybe there's some technology or something here. And it turns out he wasn't doing it. He didn't learn a thing. There was an ancient there just pretending to let him
So wait, is
do
that where
all
you got
that.
the idea from?
Yeah,
For
yeah. That's
okay,
where that's where I got the idea from Q.
that's
Just
actually kind of
yeah,
interesting.
that's in Stargate SG-1. It answers all of the questions people had about Star Trek that were never answered. Like, why didn't they ever use the transporter as a weapon in Star Trek? Because
Well,
they
that's
use
because
that as a weapon all the time in Stargate.
wait, there's a transporter in Stargate.
Well, so there's two different types. There's the ring kind.
Oh wait, before we go into that,
Yeah.
hold up. I got to get back to that episode
Okay. Yeah.
because there was something else that I just looked at my notes and I remembered there was something that was so cringy that we didn't
Hmm.
mention.
Oh, what was it?
Do you remember when Tasha? First of all, Q fucking hates Tasha.
Yeah.
He hates her guts. Like
Yeah. I don't know why. Oh, yeah. That's right. Because this was the second time they met, and both
yeah,
times she yelled at him, and he didn't like that. He doesn't like being yelled at.
everyone yells at him.
Yeah.
For some reason, when she does it, he like punishes her instantly,
I think it's because he has a crush on her.
and then she fucking cries,
Yeah.
and then Picard talks to her. Did you fucking hear that dialogue?
Yeah. He said you're allowed to cry. Sorry, Picard. You don't have permission. You don't get to decide who is and is not allowed to cry, Picard. Even though
She
he
said,
doesn't. Yeah.
Picard, if you weren't my captain.
Oh yeah.
And then Q's like, oh, flirting with his
Oh
superior.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
God, dude, she flirted with Picard. That is
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah.
That is so freaking weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's not Star Trek at all.
No.
Outside of like,
No.
Beverly.
Yeah.
It was just such a weird scene. I couldn't believe it happened. Oh, and I just want to say one more thing too about fucking Riker's dumbass power trip.
Yeah.
Um, fucking Wesley's gift is so dumb because
Yeah.
all it does is make him die faster.
Yeah.
Like it's
You're 10
literally
years
like,
older.
yeah, do you want me to shorten your life,
Yeah.
kiddo? Here you
He
go.
says,
And then like he sounds the same, which was the cringiest thing
yeah.
ever. And
Yeah.
like also like the prediction of what he's gonna look like as an adult is so funny because we
Yeah.
all know
So
what he looks like.
yeah, like what was his? I don't even know what the actor's name is.
How the fuck?
Oh,
How
Will
would
Wheaton.
would
Will
he?
Wheaton. Yeah, Will
Oh,
Wheaton. Will
oh, you
Wheaton.
meant yeah.
Older Will Wheaton looks exactly like younger Will Wheaton,
I
except
know,
he's
I know. He looks just like him except with a
fatter.
beard. Yeah, with a fatter face.
Yeah, and he doesn't sound exactly the same, but has a very similar voice as when he was
Yeah,
younger.
he sounds quite a bit
Like
different to me.
obviously, I mean, obviously everybody's voice changes as they get older,
Yeah.
and that was actually like you were saying, like he was dying faster. It also means he gets to be an adult faster, and he gets to find out how terrible being an adult is.
Yeah, and he also gets to be a stupid adult because he doesn't know
Yeah,
enough. So he's gonna be behind now.
yeah,
It's just the worst gift
yeah,
ever.
yeah. I like what. Yeah, I wonder did Riker also change Wesley's brain so he's not a dumb little teenager,
Obviously not.
a
Because he still
cringy
sounded like
teenager.
one.
That would have been great if like at the beginning of the episode, Riker has the power and he says, "Hey Wesley, you're an adult now," and then
Oh,
and then like
yeah.
nobody and then like people don't realize that's Wesley,
Yeah, that would be
but he acts
cool.
like a cringy teenager.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious. That would be good. It's got so
He's
many possibilities, these horrible
Cause yeah,
ideas.
like Wesley thinks, oh, I'm an adult now. That means
Yeah.
I'm cool. And he says, hey there, ladies and gentle sirs, I'm an adult. Who wants to come? Oh, that'd be funny. He says he would go up to a woman and says and ask her out on a date, and she would say yeah, and then he would say, oh wait, I forgot. I need to get permission from my mom first. What? That would have been hilarious.
That would have been fucking great.
Yeah, man.
That would have been a lot better than that one Star Trek episode where that dude's wife turns into a fucking child.
Yeah.
After that,
Yes.
why can't I think of names? What's the fucking transporter's dude's name?
Uh, Miles
O'Brien?
O'Brien. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That
it's
was so
funny.
weird.
Yeah. There's a web comic about all the shit he gets on the Enterprise because he just has a terrible time there.
What do you mean? Who?
O'Brien.
What do you mean? Like, how does he
Like
have a terrible time?
well, he becomes the chief transporter
Mm-hmm.
dude, which
Yeah.
apparently means he just stands in that room all day doing nothing. because there's always somebody like whenever they go into that room, there's always somebody in there.
Yeah.
And what are they doing in there? They're doing nothing. And then O'Brien, he has to stand in there like 8 hours a day doing absolutely nothing.
That character was always so weird to me because like I would forget he existed
Yeah,
and then he'd pop up and I was like, oh yeah, the transporter guy.
yeah.
He's here again. But
And
he
then
like wasn't always there. I don't know.
yeah, he became a main character in DS9.
Yeah, 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 I
Yeah,
know that. Yeah. He's pretty good in that
yeah.
show.
He probably would have been happier not being married.
Why is that?
Uh, he just seems like the kind of guy who wishes he could just go to the bar and get drunk and not have to listen to his wife yell at him for getting drunk.
He does. He doesn't seem like a family guy.
Yeah,
He seems kind of like a Man of Teals kind of guy, like just
yeah,
kind of like chill out and
yeah.
just work.
He just wants to hang out with Dr. Bashir in
Yeah.
their hollow video games, getting drunk. Oh wait, what did I was on oh yeah, I was on that tangent with Stargate SG-1, wasn't I?
Yeah, I was trying to remember what you were talking about.
It was about it's all the questions you have about Star Trek. They're
Mhm.
answered in Stargate
So you
SG-1.
say that you said that like they share some writers, right?
Yeah, there were some episodes that shared the same writers. So the
Hmm.
first season of SG-1 is desperately trying to be the original series, but a
Like,
modern original series. Because they have some weird stuff in there that you would have only seen
wait,
in the
do you mean the original series of Star
yeah,
Trek?
the original series of Star Trek.
Oh
You know, they
gosh,
got some
same
really
thing.
weird, like they don't have the cringe stuff.
Wait, what year did SG-1 start?
1997,
Damn. That's
like a modern 1997 version of what the original series could have
yeah,
been.
okay.
Like well, there was like I remember this one episode where they go to a planet of all the people are plant people, and they accidentally screw something up by they fly a drone in there, and that drone oh the video for the drone is hilarious because it's just like they don't actually it's 1997 so they don't actually have a drone.
Yeah.
So it's just somebody with the camera just shaking it around, just really close to the ground. It's hilarious. Which is this isn't that's something they would have done in the original series,
Oh yeah,
just
totally.
because they didn't have any way other to do it. But I think the best part about the plant people is that they're wearing costumes and you can see the zippers on their back. They make no attempt to hide the zippers on on the back of their costume. It's great.
That is fucking ridiculous. And you can actually see that
Yeah,
without like
yeah, and they
trying
don't
it.
even they make no attempt to hide the zippers. Like they're front and center and
Oh
right
my
in front of the
God.
camera. It's
I actually
great.
want to see that. That's like ridiculous.
And there's some other ones, and there's some other. There's another one like they have the actually similar to. It's very similar to the that one episode with that we talked about with the electricity alien, where Colonel O'Neill gets possessed by it, and he has to take it back to the planet. But this one actually makes sense because he actually takes it back, and then he comes back like the alien that they accidentally bring back doesn't want to like kill everybody. He doesn't want to steal away Colonel O'Neill like the alien and wants to do with Picard.
Hmm.
He just wants to go back home. So you know it's
So it makes more sense. I
yeah
understand.
it's not a jerk alien who just wants to start killing everybody for no reason at all. Uh, but oh yeah, I was gonna say that a lot of the questions you have about Star Trek about why they didn't do something, they either answer that in SG-1 or they actually do it. Like in
Mm.
so they have two different kind of transporters in SG-1.
Yeah.
One is the ring kind. They use that to crush people by not purposely, not like torture devices, but it's like oh whoops, push you over. You're crushed by the rings that come down. And the other is the Star Trek kind. And there's one episode where there's a Goa'uld a Goa'uld possesses humans and pretends to be a secret human,
Hmm.
and he's on the ship, and at some point they get a spaceship, and they get control of the transporter controls, and they just transport the Goa'uld off of the ship out into space. It's fantastic, and
Wait, I missed something. How are
Yeah.
there two different transporters?
Well, one is the original transporters of the show, the ring transporter from the ancients,
Okay.
and the second one is from the Asgard, which is a gray alien.
What is
Looks
the
like
point of having two?
well, it's because they work different.
Mm,
They're like the ring kind can only connect to each other. It's not like a Star Trek transporter.
yeah.
But the Asgard transporter works like a Star Trek transporter where they can just go wherever they want.
God, you know what I do kind of miss though?
Yeah.
Is when I first started watching Star Trek a long, long
Yeah.
time ago, and I didn't know everything about it.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't watched the whole show, so like things didn't start adding up in my head where I was
Yeah.
like, why don't they do this? What the holodeck makes no sense type of thing.
Yeah.
No, and like,
Oh, I could talk
yeah.
about the holodeck all day. What they could do with that.
Oh God.
So
Well, that
they can
every
make solid matter,
yeah, I know it's
right?
ridiculous. Yeah.
So why not? Why not just line all the entire ship with hollow emitters? And if you get invaders on that ship, you can turn the ship into whatever you want. You could even just crush them.
Mm-hmm.
You could turn it into some crazy jungle. You could turn it into World War II and have reptile, and instead of having the human Nazis, you have reptile Nazis, which is what Voyager did. And it's like there's so many things they could do with with their holodeck technology that they never do.
Well, like to be fair, dude, the holodeck episodes aren't always the best.
Yeah. And now in Voyager, they actually do have a ship that where they have hollow emitters all over the ship, but it's only so the hollow doctor can get around.
Uh-huh.
But they don't use it for anything else. They don't use it for anything cool.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny in Voyager, there's actually an alien species that realizes they can use the holodeck technology for lots of cool things, but not the humans that have it and use it all the time. It's just random alien species that had no idea it existed. First time they saw it, said, "Hey, look at all this cool stuff we could do with it."
Wait, didn't they try to steal it or something?
Um, yeah, in Voyager, they don't. I think
Yeah, in Voyager.
yeah, I think they first take over the ship, and then they turn like the holodeck into World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they trade the holodeck technology to the aliens, which would be against the Prime Directive. But Janeway claims she never breaks the Prime Directives. She's a liar. Oh man, we're tangenting so far.
I know. Why
Uh,
we're tangenting? I'm looking at episodes to see what we should watch next.
yeah, I can't remember. I can't even remember what I was talking about.
The tangent had like 5 other
Yeah,
tangents.
and I can't remember I can't remember what I was saying a second
Like,
ago.
dude, honestly, it's really good that no one listens to this.
Yeah,
It'd be pretty
yeah.
embarrassing.
It's just too bad there's not a whole lot to say about hiding Q this episode.
Well, I mean, there's not a lot to say, but
Yeah.
I mean, there like
Other than most of the episode serves no purpose.
let me ask you this. Every single Q episode that's ever existed
Yeah,
has the letter Q in it, right? In the title?
I think so.
Okay, because I'm trying to find them.
The one is that one where he becomes a human is the Naked Now. I
Is that
think.
the last Q episode in season 1?
I can't remember.
Kind of
I have
cute.
no idea.
Oh, Data Lore. I actually really like Data Lore.
Mm.
I love that episode. Do you like that episode at all?
I can't remember what that is.
That's the one where he meets Lore in season 1.
I can't remember what happened in that one.
Oh my god. Okay, let's watch that next.
Okay.
I actually really like that episode.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of going to be weird because it
Yeah.
seems like we have more to say when we absolutely hate it.
Yeah. I'll have to think of some good. Hopefully, after I watch it, I'll have some good Stargate tangents.
Oh yeah,
About it.
Stargate's one of those shows where when I saw it on TV, I changed the channel.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
The first couple of seasons are good. It's it went on longer than it should have.
Well, I think I remember I would get depressed because like I'd be watching Star Trek late at night and
Yeah.
then Stargate would come on after and I was like, oh.
It's like Supernatural. Supernatural, the first 5 seasons were good, and the next 10 just lowered in quality every season.
God, 15 seasons?
Yeah, 15 seasons, only 5 are good.
Oh god, I can't stand all those That's like a WB show, right? Or CW show?
Yeah, CW show.
I can't watch any of those,
Yeah.
dude. I
Oh,
can't.
well, okay. How about this? Let me tell you what happens in Supernatural a lot. They talk about their feelings a lot. Would that make you want to watch it?
Oh
They talk about
God.
how they feel about being brothers hunting monsters.
Do they all have so much makeup on they cease to look human and they look like fucking mannequins? And you
They
can't
all
see
look like
skin on it?
supermodels,
I hate that. I fucking hate that so much, man. I
except
can't.
for the ugly people. They make the ugly people look ugly.
Like
They make
like what, like the bad people or the
not the
monsters or
bad.
something?
No, not even the bad people. Even the bad people look like supermodels. It's like if somebody if they consider somebody ugly in real life, they make no attempt to make them look good in the episode. Like if somebody's fat, it's like, oh, guess what? They're kind of ugly. They make them look uglier in the show. It's like, well, you can't make you look good. I mean, look at you.
Oh God. I see, like shows like that, man. I just have these memories of skipping
Yeah,
through like TV channels and
yeah,
I'd skip through that channel,
yeah,
whatever the hell channel it was. I can't even remember, my local area, like 9 or something. And
yeah.
like, and it'd be just these people that look like they're from a J.C. Penney ad standing around talking and having no expression on their face.
Oh, not
Like,
not
like
just talking about their feelings.
well, it never looked like they were acting. It seemed like they were just saying things. Like the only thing I know about Supernatural is that I saw a scene. Um, are you familiar with the Legacy of Kain,
The
the video game?
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
You
Because
know the voice actor?
no, I don't know
I
the
think
voice
his
actor.
I think his name is Simon Templeton or
Okay,
Templeton or something.
yeah,
He's like from the original game. He's like freaking awesome, right? And
yeah,
he's like a really good voice actor. I am a big fan of some voice actors,
yeah.
and he was on Supernatural, and I saw the scenes that he was in, and that's all I know about the show. And he was acting his ass off and being awesome, and the
Yeah.
girl was just saying lines in response. God.
Oh, there's something I wanted to say about Supernatural when you were talking about everybody looking like they're from a J.C. Penney ad.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I know. I wonder if like they parade everybody in front of like a focus group of men and women, and they say, does this person look sexy enough? And everybody raises their hand or they don't, and they say, all right, you get to go. You get to go on the episode. Oh, this person, they say, oh, no, not really. Well, we signed, well, this is part of the contract with the network. We got to have you on the show, so you're going to be ugly. There seems to be like like between CW and sci-fi original shows at the way back at the time, there seemed to be like a crossover of actors and actresses from all their different shows
There were
showing
a
up
lot of
in
bad
different
sci-fi
shows.
shows.
The what?
There were a lot of bad sci-fi shows back in the day.
Yeah, and yeah, it seemed there was like a crossover of actors and actresses from like sci-fi shows coming over the CW.
Hmm.
And I don't think anybody from CW slummed it on sci-fi though. I think it was only sci-fi to CW, so it was an upgrade from sci-fi.
Yeah, I was about to say I feel like that's an upgrade, unless it's like wait, Battlestar Galactica's on sci-fi, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like the only thing that ever
yeah,
came from it that was like amazing.
and actually, some Battlestar Galactica actors showed up in Supernatural.
Which ones?
The guy who played Hilo, he was an angel.
That's the most like boring actor from the fucking show.
Yeah, that's probably why they picked him.
Yeah, he's literally the blandest one.
That's probably why they picked him.
God, because that show has some pretty good like actors and interesting looking people.
Yeah,
They're not just like pretty.
yeah. Adama has that face
Oh
thing
God,
going on.
oh dude, Adama's face looks like he's seen some shit. I
Yeah.
fucking love it.
If I remember correctly, that actor, his face looked like that because that was all acne scarring. If I remember correctly, so it looked like it was battle scars. It was actually just a really bad case of acne at some point. I think that's what it was, if I remember correctly.
Dude, you know what I thought you said?
What?
I thought you said acting scarring.
Acting scarring?
Like
No.
he acted so hard he got scars on his face.
No, he went to see he was on a CW show and he accidentally acted. And so he was attacked by everybody else for making them look bad. What's really funny is there was I think there's one episode of Supernatural where like they do the body switching thing. And so the actors have to act like each other. But and they've never acted before. So they're overacting as the other person. Like the guy who plays Sam, he's always doing this. Oh, you can't see my face, but he goes, all it's like it looks like he's going, all the time. And so when they switch bodies, they go, oh, oh, because they're trying to act as each other. And so this is how you act. Oh yeah, this is how you act. Oh yeah, this is how you act.
Oh my god, I bet that was fucking great performances all around.
Yes, I can't remember what episode that was. There's so many episodes. There's probably more than one body swapping episode.
What the fuck is that show, man? Like,
It,
what is it even about? Is it about witches? Or what the fuck is it?
so the first 5 seasons, there's an arc where Sam and Dean and their dad, Sam and Dean's mom is killed by a demon, and so they spend some time trying to find the demon, and then it turns out that it was all angels actually caused that all to happen because they wanted to start Armageddon. So it was that. So angels like caused Sam and Dean's mom to be killed by a demon
God,
because later on, the angel Michael was supposed to possess Dean, and then Satan was supposed to possess Sam, and then they would have Armageddon on Earth, and they would fight. That was the whole. That was like what's supposed to happen.
So okay, Supernatural is about angels and demons.
Yeah,
Really, I
and
would have
ghosts
never
and
guessed that.
monsters and ghosts and all sorts
Oh,
of
okay.
things.
So it's about everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
ghost monsters, every kind of monster you could think of, every kind of ghost, poltergeist, fairies.
Fairies?
Yeah, you like little
Like tiny
fairy. Yeah,
fairies?
tiny fairies. There's an episode where there's tiny little fairies. That's
I'd
like
ask who watches this stuff, but I'm talking
I
to just
watched it all.
yeah, I know.
Even
This
the
one's
episodes. I watched them. There's some great one. There was one great one where somebody there was a ghost and somehow it possessed. Somehow it was like traveling on the internet and attacking people via the internet.
God. Oh my god. But I'm sorry, it just makes me think of that fucking bit from fucking Red Letter Media with the fucking my Facebook is haunted bullshit.
Yeah.
I just can't.
The thing I like about Supernatural is that like unlike every other every horror film or TV show, is they can actually do something about the monsters and ghosts. So like in a horror movie, everybody just wanders around for an hour and a half, and the movie's over, and they were just scared the whole time until they run
Yeah,
away.
dude, that's because the ghost represented their anxiety or despair or grief. Ah,
Well, in
yes.
Supernatural, they're actually ghosts, and they can use like iron to make a iron can hurt. It can't hurt ghosts, but it can make ghosts go away.
Yeah, of course.
Ghosts can't go over salt, and to get rid of ghost, and a ghost has to be tied to a place, and so usually that just means digging up their body and burning it. But they have to figure out who the ghost is, because
Oh,
usually
so
they
it's
have no
like
idea.
so not only is it like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but it's also like Touched by an Angel.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
they have to travel. They have to travel from town to town, making right which once went wrong, hoping the next town will be the leap home.
So it's like quantum.
No, they don't leap home, but they do travel from town to town.
Now you're just fucking setting this shit up.
Yeah.
They're just guiding me. No one can say shit. To leap home in a quantum kind of way.
Yeah.
God, I watched
Yeah.
a few episodes of that show.
Yeah. But the last, like I was saying, the last 10 seasons, the quality of the show just constantly went down, down, and down. Because the first 5 seasons, there was actually like a plan there, and then like the next 10 seasons, they just did the first 5 seasons all over again, but every single season. So some crazy monster would show up that wants to destroy Earth or something, or kill everybody on Earth, or possess everybody on Earth, or something, and then they have to stop it, and then they stop it, and then there's another thing that wants to do the exact same thing, all over again. The same thing every time. The worst part about Supernatural was they would have like this big thing that should have been world changing at the end of the season, and in the next season, like nobody even notices. Like if you're Bob the Builder, you would have absolutely no idea like there are monsters trying to kill everybody constantly all the time.
Yeah.
For 15 years. Just have no clue. Despite the fact that like there's these massive like demon attacks, entire towns attacked by demons. There's ghosts everywhere. There's vampires and werewolves all over the place. Yet somehow nobody knows that these things exist except people that hunt them.
So is this show like is it like Breaking Bad where it's, you know what I mean? Like where it's connected every episode is, or is it like Star Trek where every episode kind of wraps up?
It's like there's a season arc.
Uh-huh.
Usually like they're usually connected. Sometimes there's a monster of the week episode where it's not connected.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the episodes are connected to each other until the end of the season, and then where they finally defeat the big bad boss, and then there's a new big bad boss that replaces them. And the last episode, or the
You
last
have to get that?
no,
Oh, okay.
it's gonna start. It's gonna start ringing here in a second. I don't have a way to mute myself.
That's fine. Okay.
Oh man, now I can't think of what to say because I'm hearing that phone ringing. The last season of Supernatural is the worst thing that has ever been on TV.
Yeah. What's that?
It was just awful. It just started bad and it got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
Okay,
Until...
what could possibly make it worse than like the main show? Like what could possibly degrade?
Okay, so you know how ghosts are like scary?
Like in general, you mean?
Yeah, like the idea of a ghost showing up. So now imagine if you're just out in the sunshine and you see some cosplayers running at you.
Mm-hmm.
Would that scare you?
No.
So like in the first episode, some of the ghosts, like they decide they're chasing after Sam and Dean, broad daylight, and they're just running after them. Ghosts can teleport. They could teleport in front of Sam and Dean and stop them, but no, they're running after them. One of the actresses is wearing a dress that's too long, so she has to hold the dress up so she can run as a ghost.
Oh my God, that sounds so silly.
It looked ridiculous.
Are they transparent or anything?
No, they weren't even transparent. They just looked like cosplayers. It looked like Sam and Dean had just left a Supernatural convention and they were being chased by some of the cosplayers for the last season. And since you're never gonna watch it, here's some spoilers about the final episode.
Mm-hmm.
God shows up. Like he's been there for a while, and like he's like there's a long he's in the entire season. And and so now you would think and it turns out he's been the cause behind of everything because he was bored and wanted some stories.
What?
And
so is he bad or good?
He's bad. And so he has the power to like do. He makes everybody in the world disappear because he thought it would have been a good idea to just have Sam and Dean just wandering around all alone. But he's like, oh no, that was kind of boring. It's a good idea on paper, but not really. So that's just to tell you that he's super powerful. He can literally do anything. And so in the final scene of the final episode, he's finally decided he's going to get rid of Sam and Dean, and he's already shown like he can call down meteors to destroy the entire world. He can make everybody vanish. He can make anything he wants to appear. And so of course, with his ultimate power, he just starts punching Sam and Dean in the face.
What?
Yeah, he just starts punching them.
Like as a human?
As a human. He just starts punching them. He just starts punching, wailing on him.
That sounds like kind of violent and weird.
Yeah,
It's just
it just
weird.
made absolutely no sense because that's not his character. He's never punched anybody in the entire time we've ever seen him.
That
Because
almost sounds like if Q started punching someone.
yeah, it's just for no reason. Well, not for no reason. The reason was because they had another guy who was able to take all the power from God, but he can only do that because I guess they knew in advance that God would start punching, and every time he punched, he was using his God power to make his
Wait, what?
punches.
Wait, what's going on?
He was using his God power to make his punches more powerful. And so the other guy was able to take the residual God power. He was able to take the residual God power and power himself up and take that took all Oh man, these people are gonna have to watch this for 51 minutes to get the good part. And he takes all the residual God power, and for some reason, and apparently, God there used all of his power to power up his punches because that he lost all of his God power doing that. He didn't have to. He didn't lose. Like apparently, the amount of power he has to put into his punches is the same amount of power he uses to make everybody in the world disappear. Because that all goes to the other guy, and he becomes the new God. And
Okay.
oh, that was just hilarious to me. Like he just starts punching, like he has all this amazing power, and he just starts punching them for no, because
So
he was trying to kill them. He
so
could have
wait.
just snapped them away.
It's trying to kill him.
Yeah, and he could have just made them vanish. He could have made them vanish
Dude,
like everybody else,
oh my
but
God.
no, he just decided he's
Dude,
gonna punch them.
dude, I as a mortal would just grab a gun. Like, why doesn't he just
Yes,
manifest a gun?
he could have actually he did make a gun for them.
Okay, what do you mean?
He made a gun because the way it worked was like their friend Jack. He was too powerful. He was super powerful, and he was unkillable. And the only thing and so God made them a gun that could kill Jack. But whatever that gun did to Jack would also happen to the person who fired the gun.
Okay.
And then they used that gun on God, and it turned out he was lying. It was all a trick. Like the gun didn't actually do that. But then it turned out that he wasn't lying because it actually did hurt him. But then it turned out none of that mattered because it just healed and it didn't and none of that mattered. All that was just so they could shoot him. They did that just so they could have have a have a have a cliffhanger for the commercial. Like I think that they were gonna kill God, but it was
So
all just a
does
trick.
this show end with a random character from the show being God?
It wasn't a random character. He was on there for a couple of
Well, you know what I
seasons.
mean. I mean like a mortal, normal character
Well, he
coming.
wasn't immortal. He was the son of Lucifer and a human.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't just a random thing. I wish they would have like it was the last season, so they could have done anything, but they just redid like the same thing they always did with some crazy thing happening that nobody somehow like this one. It's like there's this all the ghosts and demons in hell are released, but for some reason they all decide to stay in this one town where nobody's at anymore because they evacuated the town.
Mm-hmm.
and they have a couple of hours to get out of there without anybody there, and all the ghosts and demons they just decided to stay there, just for no reason. They could go anywhere they want. They just decided to stay in this one town, just so they can put up like a ghost shield or something that prevents the ghosts and demons from getting out. Which, by the way, despite the fact that you would think that all the ghosts and demons from hell would be a lot, turns out it isn't, because they can't see any. Like there's nothing there. There's barely any of them. There's like just a handful of ghosts and demons running around. Actually, there's no demons. There's just one demon who helps them. So I don't know where all the other demons went to, because
So okay,
that's never brought up.
like, so what is like the very last scene of the episode of
The last scene is Jack bringing everybody back that God wished away,
God.
and then he fixes heaven, and apparently just leaves everybody in hell, and then he just goes away. Oh, and then Sam and Dean die because it's the final episode, and they do not want. Like the writers were saying, they were probably thinking, no, we do not want these guys coming back. We do not want to come back for Supernatural, so they have to die. And then they die, and they're in heaven, and that's the end. Oh, no, that's not the end. The actual final scene are the actors thanking everybody for watching the show.
So like meta.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like that's not the final scene. Like the
yeah.
final scene is actually in the show, and then it goes to the like I don't know if it was after the credits or before the credits, but they thank everybody for watching their terrible show. They thank everybody for watching the final season of Supernatural. They know it was terrible because God just had to punch Sam and Dean in the face a whole bunch of times. It turns out that was the whole solution to the problem. Just have God punch somebody, punch a couple people a whole bunch of times, and then all your problems are solved.
Yeah, that show sounds great.
That's the final season. That was terrible. I still watched it all. I think they actually forgot about one of the characters because God has a sister, which he didn't tell anybody about until she suddenly appeared, and he absorbed her into his body,
That's
and
fucking.
to gain her power. And
Did she volunteer for
yeah,
that?
yeah, and
Okay.
I think they just forgot she was in there.
Mm.
They just completely forgot she was in there because she doesn't show up. Because they were always fighting, so it should, like, it would have made more sense if God was gonna try to snap him away, but he couldn't because his sister was in there, and he said, no, we're not gonna kill everybody, we're gonna undo this. That would have made more sense to have them, because they were always fighting, so it would make more sense that want him to stop, even though supposedly she was the evil one, but here he is making everybody vanish and killing everybody.
Is hell actually a bad place in this universe?
It depends on who's running hell at the time.
Oh man.
Because there's one after first it's Satan running hell, even though he's locked away in a cell in hell, and then there's a demon who takes over hell, and instead of torturing people, he makes everybody wait in a long line, and once they get to the end of the line, they just have to wait in the line somewhere, which I think was supposed to be a joke.
Yeah. It kind of sounds like a jokey hell thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Are there any more tangents I can go on?
Let's see.
Are there any tangents you can go on? We're about an hour in here.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't care.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, nobody's gonna watch this anyway.
yeah, I mean, I'll just, dude, honestly, in the description, I'll just say we stopped talking about the episode
Yeah.
like 20 minutes in. Just
Skip the minute 51 to hear the hilarious ending to Supernatural.
dude, I might actually put timestamps for that.
What I was really sad about was the ending. Was that since he was using his god power to power up his punches, I'm really sad like they didn't use CG to add like flames to his hands, like a video, like it should have been like in Street Fighter when they do a special move and like everything like lights up on their hands.
Yeah.
It should have been like that, but it wasn't. They just used like a sound effect so you know that he's using his god powers. It was, but like it was a fist hitting something really hard sound effect. So you know what he's using his god powers. The power up his punches.
Oh, I know something else about Supernatural.
Yeah,
That Felicia Day was on there one time.
yeah, yep.
That's
Couple
another clip I saw.
a couple times actually.
Was Will Wheaton ever on there?
Ooh,
It seems like the type of show he would be on.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I feel like
No,
I
no,
can't
no. I
remember.
don't think he
Probably
was.
wasn't.
He was too busy being on Eureka.
What the fuck is that?
It's a sci-fi show that was canceled.
I've never heard of this. Are you serious?
Yeah, it was on sci-fi for like 5 years.
Wait, was this like a really bad show?
Um, Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It was a lot like Star Trek.
Yeah. Could he like? Is he one of those guys that like? Can he still act, or was he
Yeah,
better as a kid?
yeah, he can still act.
Okay, all
He was
right. Because I
acting
know
in
there's
Eureka.
because there's like kid actors. They get older and they were better when they were a kid. You know what I mean?
Hmm. What's funny is that in Eureka, they make him they make him a tool just like Wesley.
Wait, what do you mean?
You know
He's
how
like a
annoying
dork.
Wesley was?
Well, yeah, of
This
course.
guy, he's annoying in Eureka as well. Will Wheaton was.
Is he supposed to be annoying or is he accidentally annoying?
I think he's not accidentally. He's just a jerk in Eureka.
Uh,
So it's like if Wesley grew up and he was, he's annoying as a teenager, and now he's really smart. I just wonder if I wonder if that was like supposed to be the same character from Star Trek. Instead, what
I
if Wesley
was
grew
about to
up?
say they were just basing it off Will Wheaton.
Yeah,
Like they modeled the character after his real
yeah.
persona. God. Oh man, that freaking Wesley. Yeah, you told me he didn't bother you that much. Like he bothered me.
Yeah, it doesn't really bother. He didn't really
Like
bother me, other
I don't
than
I don't have a problem with the actor.
yeah,
I think he's a good actor, especially as
yeah,
a kid. I haven't seen him as an adult, but
yeah,
it's just like the writing for him was
yeah.
so bad and like it would really piss me off. Like that one episode where the one where he has like a God, he crashed something and I can't remember what it was in flight school.
Yeah, he crashed like some spaceship that we never see before or never again.
But like plot lines like that are fine because it
Yeah,
has to do with him in school. But when like he's on the bridge, I freaking just I couldn't stand it. Like when I first got into Star Trek, I was like, what is going on with this kid? Like why is he solving everything? It was pissing me off.
well, they needed the children, the annoying teenager demographic to watch the show.
See, and that's the thing. I don't. It's like that show. If I tried to watch it as a kid, it would have
Yeah,
gone straight over my head.
yeah,
I mean, like I wouldn't have understood anything
yeah.
personally.
All I remember from TNG as a kid were commercials for the VHS release.
Of TNG.
Yeah, there was a VHS release of TNG, and
Oh, that's
I remember one of the big selling points was that is that it included the first episode, as though it's normal not to include the first episode. Like,
yeah.
I think the I remember the commercial. The selling point was it even includes Encounter and Farpoint. That's the first episode. Why wouldn't
Because
it include it?
they probably had this like idea to like try to like sell it separately as a movie or something stupid.
Oh yeah. Now that you say that, I vaguely recall some. I remember. I want to vaguely say I vaguely recall somebody saying that. Or right, I read that somewhere maybe, or maybe I didn't, or maybe when you said it, the idea came into my head that that happened.
I mean, it feels like when we were watching it,
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago, to
yeah,
me it just felt like it was trying to be a movie and I hated it because it was
yeah,
so long and boring.
yeah,
I mean, yeah. I mean, say what you will, but other episodes, they're not nearly as boring as that one. That
yeah,
one's just really boring, man.
yeah. It's almost as bad as the TNG movies.
Um, how many TNG movies are there? There's the Borg one, there's the
Yeah,
one, the ship.
there's Insurrection. There's the one with Shinzon. Generations. I think only
Yeah,
four.
Generations is one I was thinking of. What?
I think it was only four movies.
Yeah, there was four.
Yeah.
I'm only aware of like two. I mean, like I might be aware of the other ones, but they're not in my head for some
Yeah,
reason.
they got Generations was the first one. And the Borg was the second one. Insurrection, I think, was the third one. and then the one with Shinjan was the fourth one.
So which one's the worst?
Ooh, which one's the worst? That's a good question. Probably Insurrection because that was supposed that because that was like a TV show turned into a movie.
What do you mean?
It would have been it could have easily have been a TNG episode, or like if they just took if they took the idea of the movie and shrunk down the budget, it really wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah.
They had fewer people, cheaper sets, not as many explosions. It could have easily been a TNG episode because it was just them. There's a Plinkett review of that movie where it says the same thing. That could have been a two-part episode.
You know what? I don't like those Plinkett reviews. I
I'm
know.
gonna tell. I'm gonna tell my mom on you, and she's
Um,
gonna be so mad.
yeah, like I fucking can't stand the voice. The voice drives me nuts.
I like the voice.
I knew you were gonna say that with the long pause.
What you know? The voice I don't like
What?
is so when Plinkett is on screen, it's Rich
Yeah,
Evans doing the
yeah.
character
You
and
don't
the
like that
voice.
voice.
Yeah, his is Mike does the voice when it's just in the
Yeah, no
reviews.
shit. But I mean, you don't like it when Rich Evan does it? You don't think
No,
it's
I
funny?
don't like. I don't like. I don't like the. He can't do it. He can't do
Well,
it
no,
when
he
his.
can't do it. But like, something about Rich Evans failing at anything kind of makes me laugh for some reason. I'm
Rich Evans
serious.
fails at everything.
You know, he just kind of makes me laugh. Like he just shows up on screen, I just start laughing. I don't even know what I'm laughing at.
Hmm. I've run out of tangents to go on.
Okay, have you ever seen Suspect?
I've never seen Suspect. I have no idea what that is.
Okay, that like I thought he's either gonna have seen it or not, and if he has it, I'm just gonna drop it,
Okay.
so it's fine. It's a movie I watched from the 80s with fucking Cher
Oh.
recently for some reason.
As a
Anyway,
kid, as a kid, I used to watch tons of movies from the 80s
me
because
too.
that was like 1990. When I was a kid, it was like the early 90s, and so most movies were from the 80s.
Well, dude, that's the thing. You know how people are like in awe of the
Hmm.
whole 80s nostalgia thing? And it's
Yeah,
like people don't get that people in the 90s grew up in the 80s in a way
yeah,
because we had all our media from the fucking
yeah.
80s.
The 80s nostalgia that's still going on today is it's more like a dream of what the 80s were like rather
Oh
than
yeah, it's completely fabricated.
I was born in 84, so I
Hmm.
really don't remember a whole lot from the 80s.
Yeah.
I only know about the 80s from movies and TV shows, and the 80s was kind of like the 90s with less technology.
I mean, honestly, like I feel like I have a pretty good memory of the early 90s, and
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I think the biggest thing is just no internet.
yeah,
Like that's like the biggest thing to me.
yeah. I guess the biggest change is going from analog technology to
Yeah.
digital,
Yep, yep, yeah.
which the teenagers that watch my show for some reason they don't know what any of that means.
Yeah. I mean, they probably don't even know what a tube radio is, but
No.
but you know, back in the
Yeah,
80s, all they had were tube
yeah.
radios.
I had a Victrola to play my 45s. On my
Yeah.
we couldn't afford a radio because my dad he worked down at the mill and he had his arm torn off by a donkey down at the
Yeah.
mill.
Yeah.
It wasn't a donkey working at the mill. It was just a donkey walking by, and my dad
That's
tried to steal the
fucked up.
donkey. The donkey took off.
Well, he
My
probably
dad,
needed it for like food, right?
yeah, my dad had very weak arms and it just ripped right off as the donkey ran away.
Yeah, my dad died when he was trying to he broke into a Radio Shack to try
Yeah.
to get like a solid state radio
Hmm.
instead of a tube radio. It was horrible. He got shot instantly.
The good thing about him, my dad losing his arm, was that because
Yeah.
he had less of them, he didn't need to eat as much anymore. So it turned out to work out great.
Yeah, well, when my dad died, he wasn't drinking all the beer anymore, so that was pretty good.
Yes.
Dude, if anyone hears this, you know what the fuck I'm trying to
Nobody's gonna watch it. Somebody's gonna watch this 100 years from now, and they're gonna say, "Listen to what these people from 2021 were talking about. This is what everybody talked about back then." You won't believe what these people from 2021 were talking
say. You know
about.
people in the 80s used tube radios and that's it.
And
They ate
Victrolas.
Takis.
I
Oh,
just wonder. I just wonder if I can. I wonder how many subscribers I can lose by making this 8 hours long. We just keep talking about nothing. It's going. We're gonna go insane. They started. We started talking about Star. They started talking about Star Trek, and then they just went off the rails again every time. That's the whole shtick of this Star Trek podcast. Is we
like
stop
there's
talking about Star Trek and we start talking about
there's
random other things.
oh yeah, there's probably like one true believer who's
Yeah,
like keeps trying. They're like,
yeah.
this time you're gonna
They're like,
fucking
"Oh man, this is awesome! You guys should listen to this. It's amazing." I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna show this to my 6th grade class. It's gonna be great.
oh
And
my god.
and then I don't know if that's gonna make the 6th graders angry because I'm making fun of them, or if it's funny because they think, "Yeah, 6th graders suck. I'm a
They
sixth
hate
grader and they all
themselves type of
suck."
thing.
Hell
It's like
yeah.
when fucking millennials hated themselves for a while for some reason. Like millennials would bitch about millennials like fucking 6 years ago, and it's like, dude, you literally are a millennial, you fucking idiot. Oh god.
Oh.
You know what you should say? You
Mm-hmm.
should title this. You should title this. I had a crazy, wacky dream about Todd Howard.
Yeah. Listen in until listen to the very end, and if you write down the first letter of every word they say, it's gonna write out a cool story. This was all planned, every single word, even this part explaining it. It's all part of the plan.
at the
Really
end,
dedicated.
at the end of it, we should just be like, so anyway, about that dream, the story was inside you all along.
Yes.
It's inside your own heart. God, people fucking love Todd Howard.
Yeah.
So
He
do
was
I.
at he was at E3. He was on the Microsoft E3 thing.
Yeah, yeah, I
Oh,
heard
that's
about that.
another. Oh man, this we've gone on off of such a tangent. Now we're talking about Todd Howard. He gets into everything. What's funny is that they finally showed Starfield, and it was just like a cinematic. Not even, it was a cinematic trailer, but it was done in engine.
Oh
And people were
yeah,
like, "Oh my god, this is awesome! This is
yeah. I
gonna be
saw
the
two
greatest thing
seconds of
ever."
it.
But
Yeah,
nothing happens. We have no idea. We know nothing about the game still.
yeah.
Absolutely
It
nothing.
basically they just show that there's an engine that I
Yeah,
guess could
there's a
have good
spaceship.
graphics or something. Whatever.
Surprise, surprise! A game called Starfield that takes place in space as a spaceship. Surprise, everybody! It's not coming out until next year, 11/11/22, and you're not going to be able to play it because you're going to have a PlayStation, not an Xbox, like
I
all
know.
the cool people.
I know. I'm so fucking lame. It sucks. And that's even thinking I can even get a PS5 by then. Like, who
Yeah,
knows what will be back in stock? They're
yeah.
still on.
You should try to get an Xbox through All Access. I had my dear old elderly dad do the hit his credit for All Access, but
Wait,
I'm paying for it though.
you use his credit because they wouldn't accept yours.
Yeah, because it wouldn't accept me. It turns out the thing where they don't actually check your income. You just type it in and they say you're accepted if it's a certain amount.
Did you like tell the truth or something?
Yeah, I was dumb and told the truth.
Oh, okay.
So then I told my dear old elderly dad, help me, and he said, okay, all right, I make $1 million a year. He does not make it. No, he doesn't make that much. He said, all right, I'll do it that way anyway. But it's pretty good because that's with tax it's like 900. I'm in Tennessee, so it's a higher sales tax, but it's $921 over 2 years. So it's like $38 a month for that,
Yeah.
and I get game, and it comes with Game Pass Ultimate.
I mean, yeah, that would be great. I really would love to do something like
Yeah,
that. Because $38 a month, it just doesn't like feel bad, you know?
yeah, and it's easier to do that than paying whatever Xbox Series X was $500. It's easier to do $38 a month than $500 all at once.
Yeah, yeah. I really want a PS5 though.
Which game are you gonna play on PS5?
Well, I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is going
Yeah.
to be on PS4 as well.
Hmm.
So I guess I don't have to get a PS5
Yeah.
for that, but there's also Returnal, which I'm interested in.
Oh
Did you ever
yeah.
play that?
No, I don't. I don't have a PS5, and I'm not gonna get one.
Oh my God, I thought you had a PS5.
No, I have a dusty old PS4.
God damn it.
I only have an X. I got the. That's why I got the Xbox.
I think me and you were like fucking around one day, and I thought maybe you did have a
No.
PS5, but we were like bullshitting or something.
Yeah. I I can't remember. I can't remember what happened yesterday. I can't remember what happened this morning. So you could say anything happened, and I'll agree with you because I literally cannot remember anything that happened like before. I don't remember what we were talking about this whole time.
But
But
yeah,
we've
I
been
mean,
an
like,
hour.
I'm
Yeah.
also waiting for the next FromSoft game to see what the hell they're gonna announce.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that Elden Rings thing,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't care about that fucking JRR guy,
Yeah.
whatever. I
Did
just
you
want another FromSoft
did you
game.
see all of the day one games coming to Game Pass?
No.
There's a oh man, they got a ton day one games. They got a on the 22nd is Dark Alliance, which kind of looks kind of janky. It's one of those bargain. It's one of those games that you find in the bargain bin, and you're like, oh, this is kind of interesting, but then you drop it when something better comes along. Forza Horizon 5 is coming out in November.
Yeah.
That's I'm gonna like that one. I like the Forza series.
Mm.
Uh, Psychonauts 2 is coming in August.
Nah.
Oh, you don't like Psychonauts?
I've never played it.
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't really look like my thing.
It's a platformer, action
Yeah.
platformer.
It's kind of like I don't know, like someone like I fucking love platformers,
Hmm.
but I don't know, they have to have a certain aesthetic for me to
Uh,
get into them. Like I love Shovel Knight and
yeah.
all the DLC for Shovel Knight. Did you ever play that?
Yep. I played that. I don't think I beat it, but I played a good portion of it.
I platinumed it. Let me tell you something.
Hmm.
I'm a huge trophy whore, and that's part of the reason that like sometimes other systems aren't as satisfying because I love the trophy system.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. There's just something about trophies versus achievements
Yeah.
that make trophies like really
Hmm.
satisfying to me.
Well, yeah. Uh, see if Xbox had trophies, then you could get Game Pass and you could endless trophies. You never have to pay a penny more than $15 a month using the using promo code Catman 5000. Somebody's gonna go into the comments and say, "Hey, Catman, your promo code didn't work," and they'll say, You listened to this entire video? What the hell is wrong with you?"
You're like, caught you.
That's how I'm gonna find out who watched this far and who's gonna complain about this promo code not working.
Yeah, if anyone listens to this, just mention the promo code in the comments. And that will, and when no one does that, it will prove that no one
Yes.
listens this far.
Actually, in the analytics, it'll show you how long people are watching.
Oh, have you ever checked?
No, because I know nobody watches these things.
I know.
I don't even watch them.
Oh, I
That's when I
skim
put
them.
these videos up. I don't know anything's wrong with them because I don't watch them.
I actually do skim around them. You watch your other videos?
No, I heard myself through that I said no so powerfully it came through
It
both
fucking, it
microphones.
didn't just come through. It came through like a fucking weird whisper in the wind. Like it kind of like echoed around me. It was fucking strange.
Yeah,
Like, no.
I don't listen. I don't watch my own videos so much. My ghost came from the future into the past just to say no, just so everybody knows that.
I check these videos here and there. I'll like
Yeah.
skip around to make
Uh,
sure that like I didn't like cut out or you didn't cut out or something
yeah.
weird.
Oh, I don't care if
Oh yeah, I
there's
know.
some videos where I had my finger over the microphone by accident. I didn't realize it. Oh well. You can only hear the right side. It's always I usually hold my hand. I usually hold it with my right hand, so I don't know why it's always the right microphone that's messed up. Oh wait, okay, that's because it would be the left side from my point of view. Okay, that's why. That's right. That's why if you ever watch any of my videos and you can only hear out of the right, like some of those you can only hear out of the right speaker,
Yeah.
that's because my hand was covering up the microphone by accident. I try not to do it, but sometimes it happens.
Oh my God.
So let's see. We were talking about Todd and oh yeah, we were talking about promo codes for Xbox. No,
We
for
talked
Game
we talked
Pass.
so long, we went back to the original fucking topic of the
Yeah.
channel, which is Todd Howard.
Oh yeah, and oh yeah. Have you seen that episode of TNG called Hide and Q? We should probably talk about that.
No, I
So
haven't seen that one. I
so in
should
that
probably
one,
watch it soon.
Q gives Riker powers, the Q powers.
Oh my God. I did come across a fucking commercial for that.
For what?
Hiding Q.
Oh,
I somehow came across a commercial for it on YouTube.
oh, that's weird.
Like, yeah, like a teaser for it where it's like Q gives Riker something he can't refuse or something like
Yeah.
that. And it was like, I was like, oh, hey, oldie commercial.
And afterwards, we'll watch the channel 4 9 p.m. news. What this thing in your cupboard might kill you. So, but we're not going to tell you now. It will definitely kill you though. So watch the news. If it kills you before you watch it, that was your own fault for not staying put.
Yeah,
Just stay
exactly.
put, watch TV, and don't
I
move.
miss I miss when the news wasn't like ran by mannequins. Like they actually still kind of looked like people still.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it just looks like CGI people.
Hmm. I miss when I could pretend the news wasn't controlled by the rich.
Oh yeah, me too. When you thought you were learning something.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, when you're young and
oh
you're like,
wait,
oh,
oh it
yeah.
turns out that was just an ad. Oh, that was just the person who owned the station that wanted to say that.
Yeah. Oh, that person doesn't want to lose their job, so they had to
Yeah,
say that.
yeah,
There you go. Oh, there's a commercial for that thing they're just talking about. Now I get why they said that.
yeah. I remember there was a commercial when I was a kid of some of it was for a it was essentially a door stop, and in the commercial they show it was a door stop for your front door, somebody couldn't kick in the front door. And I always thought, oh man, we need to get that. What if somebody kicks in the front door? I was always scared that somebody was going to kick in the front door. I never thought, well, if they're gonna kick in the front door, they could just as easily break a window and come in that way.
Yeah, and also, isn't that what locks are for?
Yeah, apparently somebody's gonna kick in my door, and we need this door stop. Oh, no, they're coming in through the window. What do we do now? Put in metal shutters.
Dude, I fucking hated those bars. I had friends who had bars over their
Oh,
windows. It's fucking depressing and weird.
yeah. My my dear old elderly dad decided after he retired, he decided to do real estate. One of the first houses he sold was a house with bars on the windows. And I'm looking at it and think, if there's a fire, how do you get out?
I know. No, I know. I always thought the same thing.
Like I went there to help. I helped them measure the rooms,
Yeah.
and oh man, I hate it. Was like it was from the '70s. The house was,
Hmm.
and I just thought, who'd want to live here? Ugh.
Yeah.
And like
I mean,
somebody bought it for like some ridiculous amount of money because this was like a couple months ago.
a couple months ago, it must have been a lot of money then.
Yeah, it was some. It was over. I want to say it was over $200,000 for this nasty house. Where
One room. I mean, not one room.
it
One
wasn't one
floor.
room. It was like it was clear. It was built in the '70s, which you could very clearly tell from the fact that it looked like you know what something from the '70s looked like a house. Like there's that look.
Yeah, like
Like
with
it looked like
cameras
that. It
and
looked
stuff.
exactly like that. It's like this is definitely from the 70s. Somebody had converted the garage into a living space,
Mm,
but they forgot to add insulation.
yeah.
So it was freezing cold in this living space. And on the
Jeez.
wall, like they realized that it was too cold in there. So instead of adding insulation, they added a heater into the wall to heat the room, a secondary heater just to heat that room because they couldn't figure out why it was always so cold in there. Apparently,
Jesus Christ.
it was a garage that had been converted into a living space. Zero insulation, absolutely none. I'm like, oh man, and there's so many things wrong with it. Like they had an attic with the stairs that come down,
Uh-huh.
but it came down in the garage. And before it
Uh-huh.
was a garage, and into the living space that was the garage. And I'm assuming that when it was a garage, the ladder came down properly. But whoever put everything in, they decided to put stairs right in the wrong spot. So only one leg, like only part of one leg of the ladder, would actually touch down.
Yeah.
And so like the whole thing was like constantly. If you were to try to get up there, it would feel like it was gonna break because it was on half of one leg, and the other was just hanging out in the air because the stairs were into the living space were in the way.
Mm-hmm.
It was like everything that could be wrong they did wrong. I don't even know anything about construction, and I know you need insulation. And when you put stairs in, make sure they don't block anything, which nobody bothered to do. And a weird thing, I'd never seen this before, and I've lived in an old house before. They had the cable lines.
Uh-huh.
They didn't have cable jacks. The cable was coming up through the floor, through the carpet, and like hanging out there. I've never seen anything like that before
Hmm.
because it came up through the floor,
Yeah.
and which I'm sure breaks a specification for that, which you're not supposed to have cables just coming out through holes in the wall like that. You're supposed to have a jack.
Yeah.
Uh, and oh, was this 58th tangent time when I did IT work? That's what before we hired a third party to install our network cables.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them were just coming out of the ceiling or coming out from some random hole that wasn't made for it. Is it? And then I have no idea where I'm going with it, other than the fact that it's a tangent from the fact that they're just coming out from where they're not supposed to. That's all. And they were always way too long. Like whoever installed them didn't. I don't know who installed the cables because I know it was somebody I worked with, but I don't know who did it because it was all done before I started working there.
Mm-hmm.
But they were always way too long, and so there'd be this giant coil of cable underneath the desk that would just take up tons of space. It was a anybody, if somebody was watching this and they're in IT, they're thinking, "Oh wow, Mr. Catman, that was horrible," or they're laughing right now because they think, "Oh man, that was hilarious." But that's my tangent for cables coming out of the ceiling and coming out of the floors. Tangent, tangent. It's a tangent twice.
Are we naming our tangents now?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have any tangents?
Oh God. I mean, I had a million when we first started.
Okay. But then you listen to me and you're finally like, no,
Exactly. And then
Mr.
like,
Catman, Mr. Catman,
and
you
then I
need
just
this.
fucking my brain turned to mush sometime
Yeah.
after you told me the story about God punching
Yeah.
someone.
You see, all you're thinking is Mr. Catman needs to shut up for a second so I can get a word in.
No, I mean some days I'm just less talkative, to be honest, dude. You know, I don't mind listening.
Yeah. I should we should just do oh, you know what? Next time, instead of recording this, we should do a live
Mhm.
stream. And we'll
Okay.
just keep going and going and going because I'm incredibly lazy. And once we're done with this, I have to put this through Handbrake. And then
Uh-huh.
I have to upload it to YouTube and Google Drive so you can have a copy.
Uh-huh.
And if we just do a live stream, I don't have to do any of that.
Oh, but if you do live stream, I don't get a copyright.
Yeah, but then that means I get to be lazy. And
Wait,
because
wait, can you download it and give it to me?
I think you can download it.
I can. I can download your video.
Yeah, there's like it's a third party. There's third party tools to download videos.
I thought you can just download it easily, like if you're the
Yeah,
first party.
I don't think I've looked. If there is a way, I've never seen it. I've never seen a way to download a video within YouTube.
Because like YouTube tells you that. YouTube tells you you can download your own
Really?
videos. Yeah, I've seen that when
Because
I
I've been in the
Q&A.
video section of the YouTube studio. I haven't seen anything like that.
Um,
Maybe I haven't been looking hard enough though.
fucking thing.
I can look and see here. Let's see. Now everybody's thinking, well, gee, now they're talking about YouTube analytics and YouTube Studio.
Yeah, you're still pretending like anyone's listening this
Yeah.
long.
Just thinking, well, gee, now we get to listen to them poke around in the
Dude,
YouTube
honestly,
Studio trying to find stuff.
sign into YouTube Studio from the left panel, select content.
Oh, there's a
point to-
download button here. There's a download
Yeah,
here.
so you could just download it and
Yeah.
just send it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know about you, dude, but like I don't even know if I've said this before because sometimes when I talk to you, I'm drunk or high or something. But like, I used to fucking like constantly look for people that were doing podcasts, either
Yeah.
solo or two people,
Mhm.
like on YouTube that
Yeah.
weren't like obnoxious personalities.
Yeah.
Because I'd constantly need to listen to someone while I was like grinding in a video game or something or working.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's like
Ooh, that'd be good.
if I were someone else, I'd listen to this. But I
Oh,
know no
yeah.
one else cares about that kind of content. But like that's the kind of content I'm always looking for, like two people just babbling.
That's a good idea. That what we should do is from now on, we should do the like live streams, like I said, and we should just market it for people who are grinding in video games.
Dude,
People who are grinding out relics and Warframe because they need
okay,
that.
okay, you know what? We should market it that way when
Yeah.
we're not talking about Star Trek.
Yes, we'll just
Like
talk
when-
about any old random thing,
Yeah, we could just literally just go record, and then whoever has an idea first just
Yeah.
goes.
and then we're just sitting there for hours, not saying anything because we have no ideas.
And then we can like title it like oh man, what would be a good title?
8 hours of silence.
No. Like it'd be like 5 hours of rambling for game grinding or
Yeah.
something. Like
And then we
audio
can
for
put-
game
we put-
grinders.
We've got Asmer, mukbang,
Wait,
and all
what?
the other things that are in clickbait videos. Wait, which one was the what you were saying to? Was it both of them?
I would say yes.
So
Okay.
Asmer, ASMR, I have no clue what it stands for.
Oh, you said ASMR. Okay.
Yeah, I pronounce it
yeah,
Asmer,
yeah.
but you know what that thing is where do things really quietly.
Yeah, where they pretend like they're doing ASMR, but they're not. And then a bunch of people who are getting off on it pretend like they're getting it, but they're not. Fucking sick, dude.
That's Asmer. And then mukbang is when somebody's eating, just eating
Wait,
something,
what?
and you hear the noises of them eating. That's mukbang.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
That's fucking disgusting.
That actually got me a really good joke. Somebody did like a video of them eating Crisco. And I asked somebody, "What does Crisco taste like?" And they said, "Oh, it just doesn't taste like anything." And I said, "Oh, my mom must use a lot of that in her cooking." Oh, we laugh a lot. We tell a lot of jokes here on Catman and Corin podcast.
Dude, when I look up grinding video game audio on
Yeah.
YouTube,
Yeah.
there's actually a lot of results, but they're all shitty music.
Oh,
So like
awesome.
we could be the actual like
Yeah.
real
Hell
grinding.
yeah. To all those people out there walking around in circles in Final Fantasy, these are the videos for you. Are you in a Warframe? Just run into the void, grinding out relics? Guess what? We got you set.
Do you have that problem though? Of
Mm,
just like, holy shit, I've literally ran out of like YouTube and
yeah,
like videos on the planet Earth to
yeah,
like play while I'm doing something.
yeah. So you'll be able to listen to our videos while you're grinding.
Yeah, exactly. It's a real problem, man. And because
Yeah,
it's hard to find things to listen to that you don't need to watch.
yeah,
You know, you can't throw on Supernatural because you might need to see what's happening for
yeah.
some fucking reason.
But then there's a lot of stuff where it's just really boring.
What do you mean?
And I got there's some podcasts that are so boring while I'm when I was grinding in Warframe. Some of these were just so boring that I had to turn them off because it was more exciting to grind
Oh
in
my God,
complete silence than to
dude,
listen to
dude.
this
Okay,
podcast.
you know what I had when I was
Yeah,
fucking platinuming, you know those Wipeout games, those racing
yeah,
games?
yeah.
Okay, when I was playing that game, there was this one like there are these like beat Nito
Mm-hmm.
or beat Seiko trophies where you have to beat
Yeah.
the developer time
Mm-hmm.
and they take like a lot of practice, you know?
Yeah.
It's like doing the same lap over and over again. So I'd play these podcasts, right? Or news shows or whatever. And every once in a while, a podcast, someone would start talking who didn't have like a good rhythm, who
Yeah.
spoke so slowly to the point where it was literally making me not able to drive. And I would have to fucking like turn it off because I couldn't listen to him like stutter and shit while I was trying to drive.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
that 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 sounds so
Neurotic.
annoying. That to have to listen to somebody say something that should only take a couple of seconds.
Yeah, and the thing is, the other person is super fluid and shit, and then you go back
And
to the other person and they start talking, and it's like,
they finish other and while somebody else talks, they manage to finish sentences around that person talking,
yeah, and the other person got like five different thoughts off, all fluidly.
and they just keep talking about really slowly, and the other person doesn't seem to notice they're doing it.
Or it's one of those podcasts that have video, and you look at the screen and you realize the person talking slowly looks super uncomfortable, and you're like, this person is not ready for prime time, man.
You know what we should, we need to come up with some good horrifying face cams.
Wait, what? What does that
So
even mean?
have you ever seen a video and just somebody's like my videos, my face is really close to the camera and it's just really uncomfortable because I
Yeah.
look like me.
Well, it's uncomfortable when anyone's too close
Yeah,
to the camera. I actually super hate that.
and we just do it, and I would need something like that where we have something way too close to the camera.
Wait,
I
how would that help us? I don't get it.
Yeah, that way nobody will want to watch it. They'll only be able to listen to it.
Oh
They won't
yeah.
be allowed to watch it because they'll see that face, that giant face is staring them down, filling their whole screen. And what's really
Yeah.
bad is that I know I said I never watched my videos. I lied because I thought it was funnier. But now it's funny to say that I do watch them, which is also a lie. Like on my phone, like sometimes I'll look at the videos and my face will fill that phone.
Hmm.
And I realize some people are watch this on their computer.
Hmm.
And like I'm on like my new monitor is 27 inches. Like I just imagine how horrifying my face has to be
Bro,
on a
some
gigantic monitor.
some people watch that on their TV. That's like 50 inches. Imagine that.
They watch it in their living room and say, hey, Harold. I don't because it's an 85-year-old woman for some reason when their husband's Harold. Look at the cat man. He looks like you did when you were younger. If he was here, I'd show him a good time, Harold. And then she remembers that Harold died. She got dementia.
And and that ghost was just a representation of her
Yeah,
grief.
yeah. Old lady in the walls. Remember that RLM video? Old lady in the
Yeah, I do.
walls.
Yeah, of course.
That actually is a very good description of pretty much every horror movie, modern horror movie.
Oh, I
Just
know. That's
nothing.
why I was
Nothing
cracking up when I
happens.
watched it.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. The end. That's every modern horror movie.
I actually love a lot of modern horror movies, but there are so many bad ones as
Yeah.
well.
So many where just nothing happens.
Do
Nothing
you ever
happens.
watch horror movies?
Um, not really.
When was the last time you watched one?
I want to say the last one I watched was The Others, which
Oh,
isn't
I
really a
fucking
modern horror movie.
yeah, that's like 20 years old. I
Yeah.
fucking love that movie.
It used to be a modern movie.
Yes, a lot of things used to be modern.
Back in 2002, when it came out, it was a modern horror movie. Now it's not anymore. Do you ever forget what year it is? Like how long ago things were?
I forget how old I am a lot,
I,
and I hate it.
I used to think I was 37, but then I actually like I did a calculator and it turns out I'm 36.
Okay, dude, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I still think of myself as like 29.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still stuck at that like before 30 age
Yeah.
where I think, oh man, I still have plenty of time. Then I'm like, holy shit, what is going on?
Sometimes I feel sometimes I think, "Oh, I'm a teenager." No, I'm not. I'm 36.
Yeah.
If I One thing is that a lot of people can't tell how old I am.
Uh-huh.
And so I like to ask them, try to guess how old I am. But the thing is, like if somebody says try to guess how old I am and you think they look young, that means they're actually saying you're older than you actually look. Like because like if I never said that, like some people think I'm really young when I was a little bit younger and beautiful. They would think I'm like I was like when I was 30, people think I'm like 15.
hmm
Which if
So you're
it
saying you have like a baby face?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just like Riker in this
Yep.
episode of TNG called Hiding Q.
Yeah, he did.
Have you seen that episode, Hiding Q?
I don't, it's been like a couple years.
Whoops. We should watch that episode, and then we should talk about it, and not go off on wild tangents like we always do.
We should restart this whole thing.
We should restart. Oh, that's a good idea. After this one, what we do is not we upload this one, but then we have a summarized version that's like 30 seconds long, which is just Q gives Riker's powers, and then Riker doesn't want to use them. The end.
Oh my God. Should do that for every fucking episode. Do a 30-second breakdown.
But then but then we go off on tangents on that one, so we have to upload another summary video. This is the longest one we've done. We're an hour 42 minutes in.
This is fucking ridiculous. Oh, but like, did you actually want to do Data Lore live or not?
Sure.
Okay, yeah,
Or
we
we could
can do
do
that live.
yeah, we could do anything. I mean we could do talk about anything.
Okay,
I
what day
mean we
is
end up
today?
doing that anyway.
What's up?
We end up talking about anything anyway.
So wait, what day is today? It's Thursday? Or Tuesday?
Today is
Wednesday. Oh my God.
Wednesday.
That's Thursday. Um, yeah, so I don't know, maybe like Friday morning or Saturday morning.
Okay.
I'll have to think about it and like message you and tell you when I think I could like
Okay.
for sure jump on.
hmm What we should do on one of these is one of us watches the episode but the other doesn't,
Okay.
but we don't say who watched it and who didn't, and then we both act like we watched it, and then
No, no, no,
who's
dude.
ever watching it, they have to guess who watched it and who didn't.
Oh, dude, that's actually really funny, but we can't do that for Data Lore because I fucking love that
Okay.
episode. Oh, and also we should do it for an episode that both of us don't remember.
Okay. Oh, I
Because
don't remember any of them.
I'm sure we could find one we both don't remember. We remember some, dude. There's
Yeah.
some that like are in our heads. So like
Yeah.
we could probably find one from like season 5 that I don't remember at
Yeah.
all or something. That would actually be really funny. We should do that.
Yeah.
Okay, dude, but honestly, I also want to do the thing
Yeah.
where both of us don't watch it like
Yeah.
at all.
And then
Like
we
not like with Star Trek, with like
Yeah.
something else, like a movie.
Yeah.
And we just talk about it. And
We
we
talk
don't mention that we didn't see it. We just pretend like we did.
We can do it like base it like don't watch the trailer, just see screenshots, or even just or not even that, just have a summary of the movie, the Netflix summary of the movie. A,
Yeah, anything. Like,
a person learns a valuable lesson about life in
dude,
this in Terminator 2.
you know what'd be really funny too is to do it with a movie that just came out
Yeah,
that costs like $20 to watch
yeah,
right now.
yeah. Or
And we could just be like, oh, we just rented this.
do it with a movie that isn't even out yet.
No, 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 because that'll be too obvious, man. Like, I want people to know. Like,
Yeah,
people that listen to this will know, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I
yeah,
want people to be like, oh, they watched it and that was their review.
yeah.
And like,
And then they watch it like, what the hell? What? I've
or
been
they're like,
watching it
damn, they
different.
were right. I got it.
Oh yeah.
It is a funny movie.
Like, wow, Schindler's List was hilarious.
It does
I
have a lot of
thought,
black comedy. I never noticed
yeah,
before.
it's like, wow, it's Schindler's List was pretty long. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff done, just like they said. And I don't remember the part where he actually had the list, and he went into town and told everybody about the list, about how he was going on that adventure because he was dying from cancer. That's what Schindler's List was about, right? A guy named Schindler had cancer, so he made a bucket list about all the things he wanted to do. It
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
hilarious movie too. It was
It was
great.
actually about the people he wanted to do. It
Yeah,
was really sick and weird.
yeah. It was weird. He owned this factory, and he had a lot of people working there. And I remember somebody saying that Schindler was a pretty good guy because like he had him working at this factory, and these other people they didn't want him working at the factory, and it's a pretty cool movie.
You're gonna have to do better than that, bro. You gotta sell it.
Pretty cool. Oh,
You can't fucking screech like Michael J. Fox, man. Um,
I hope Handbrake doesn't break on this a two
dude,
hour long video.
that used to happen on Audacity. If I recorded for too long, it used to break.
Yeah,
It was really annoying. We should probably like stop recording.
yeah, just in case. All right,
Yeah.
everybody listening, we're sorry. We know this one's shorter than normal. We'll try to go 5 hours next time.
Whoops.
Next time we're gonna be reviewing the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
It was super heartfelt.
Yeah, we've already watched it, and we like the part where Sonic went fast.
I like the part about friendship.
Yeah, I like the part where Sonic the Hedgehog learns a valuable lesson about friendship.
Yeah,
He
I'm
learns
just so
about a
nostalgic
valuable,
for that
yeah,
character.
about working together, about collecting rings and going fast.
It had some pretty good slapstick too. You have to
Yeah,
admit. Yeah.
yeah. I like the part where Sonic ran into the guy, and the guy's like, "Whoa!" and Sonic's like, "Sorry, dude," and then he runs off, and you're like, "Whoa! Was that a talking hedgehog?" And his wife comes out and he says, "Hey, there's a talking hedgehog out here," and his wife says, "Ah, you're
Oh
on
yeah.
meth again. You're on meth. We're going back to the methadone clinic, and we're gonna get you off the meth. We're gonna give you some meth from the methadone clinic." Because in Sonic the Hedgehog, that's what a methadone clinic is. It's where you get
Yeah.
meth.
They established that in the first 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh, that'd be a good idea. Like we start out being really vague, but then we just get more and more like specific and ridiculous. And you're like, really, Sonic the Hedgehog wasn't that a kids movie?
Dude, I honestly, if we did this with a movie that people would actually buy that we watched, I'm
Yeah,
fucking gonna try to make it seem real.
yeah. We should think of a good movie. Like we just read the summary.
Yeah, I feel like a romantic comedy or something would
Oh,
be really
yeah,
good to use with
yeah. Because
because they're so
they're all the
obvious.
same.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, another one would be a sports movie because those are all the same too.
Yes. Oh,
It's a
a
teenager
sports
who,
movie would be really good.
yeah, a teenager who nobody believes in, or
Hmm.
it's a teenager who doesn't believe in themselves. And
Or
then
it's an NFL team that doesn't believe in themselves.
yes, somebody doesn't believe in somebody, But it turns out, and then they win in the end.
Yeah.
I like I like the South Park version of that, where they had like the 4-year-olds who they have to go out to the ice and they have to play against a professional NHL team in hockey. And
Wait,
then the
did you
four,
stop recording or not?
no, I'm still
Oh,
going.
dude.
I'm still going. I'm talking. I'm recording. And nobody's gonna listen to this, so it doesn't matter.
I know, but
I'm just doing this.
like, I'm not gonna hang up. I gotta go get
Okay.
the mail, so I don't know what
Okay.
you want.
Well, I'm just doing this so like when the AI comes, it can replicate my voice really well.
What do you mean the AI?
The AI, the AI that's going to take over the world. It's already here. It's
Uh-huh.
it's 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 here and it's taken and it's in my room.
Is it Xbox?
Yes. Okay. Well, I guess I'll stop recording then.
All right. Wait.
So
Did you stop?
not yet, but so
Okay.
everybody, that was our review of Hiding Q. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yep, that's exactly what it
That
was.
entire thing was a review of Hiding Q.
Yep.
It was hard
See
to
you next
notice.
time for
Yeah.
Data Lore.
Yep. See ya where we're talking about data lore and gonna be an awesome episode. I really want to see what kind of lore Data finds. I think it'll be pretty cool. I hope it's some good Star Trek lore. All right. So, all right. I've stopped recording now.
All right. So are you gonna do that thing where you like what is it called? You announce an event or something for a live stream?
Sure. Yeah. I can do that.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to
Okay.
just like figure out the time then for that. What time are you getting up lately?
Just whenever. Uh,
Okay.
I've been. It takes. I haven't been able to sleep lately, so I'm
Hang
having
on
a
one
lot of trouble
second. I'll be
sleeping.
right back.
Okay. So Corin Cameron doesn't know I have not stopped recording. Don't tell her. Them. Her. Him. Them. They. I love cats. My cats are named Sadie and Marbles. This is the Catman and Corin podcast. Asmer podcast. If you've lasted this long, I will send you a picture of my cat. I want to see if Corin notices that I've been doing this. Go to the very end and see if Corin notices that I haven't stopped